Hey all, welcome back. Welcome to tonight's segment. I hope you're all having a great day. Well, here we are once again. It's been, probably 2 months since we've done an upload. Things have been busy. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff here at home, family issues, and still trying to get a lot of that worked out. But we are here today, and we are going to do a segment. And hopefully you guys notice a few things. If you don't worry about it, but I'm going to tell you what they are anyway. I actually made some upgrades to the channel. Even though I haven't been able to put anything out, I still have been working on things. Number one, right here, we have a brand new microphone setup. We are actually using an audio interface now to help enhance the audio, audio quality. Hopefully you're recognizing it as it's coming through now. We were using a computer-based microphone where it was just like a USB cord that was plugging right into the computer. And what it would do would cut off words as I was speaking, where you would hear like the tail end of a word just drop off, or the beginning of a word just not be there. Well, the reason for that is because the microphone, even though it was a good quality microphone, the gate, which opens and closes, which basically passes my voice through to the computer, would just close either way too early or open way too late. In this case, with the audio interface, it will actually enhance that, and there should be no more of that, because now everything is open and closing properly because, well, everything is upgraded and it's using the interface to the computer rather than just directly to a computer. Number two, the next upgrade is I built from the ground floor a brand new streaming platform. Yes, I ordered all the parts, put it all together myself, installed all the software, and today, this is its first official channel recording. And the reason for it was, in years past, at the beginning of the onset of this channel, I stated I wanted to be able to sit one-on-one or with multiple people and do interviews and speak to them and stream it live. Well, with the previous computer, I could not do that for the simple fact it was not powerful enough. And this way, I can do it. Now I have the ability to do it. And if you want to see some of that kind of quality that I can give you, a few weeks back, I did some test streams of gameplay. I was playing a video game, Baldur's Gate 3. And I was playing the game on live stream with the dialogue in the game, the sound of the game, and my commentary over what was going on. Each one of those streams lasted anywhere from like an hour and a half to 2 hours. And that was all done live. And the quality that you get there from the sound, everything, is essentially what I have the capacity to do now. And now, same here, what you're seeing is the quality you would see on a live stream if I could present one to you, or if I did present one to you. So that is the upgrades that I made here. Now, of course, with doing that, in previous segments, those would take me anywhere from an hour to 2 hours to edit and, make it nice and pretty, get it uploaded to the channel and send it out. Now, with this new rig, I can't say the C word because that's my Alexa command thing. With this new I almost said it. With this new platform, it literally takes a couple minutes for a video to render and edit. So taking a hour and a half to 2 hour process, breaking it all down from editing and uploading and rendering into 30 minutes. So that is what I've been able to do, even though I haven't done any segments until today. That is going to be the things that I can do now. So that's that. We are caught up from the last couple months. Now, what is MAGA? Well, to me, it's more than just a slogan. And in fact, I think it's an out of date slogan. Now, to many of you out there, MAGA is one way or another. It's either people that support Donald Trump are racist, ists, or phobes, or the old guys from Germany during World War II. To others, he's a 90s New York Democrat. And I mean 90s, I'm talking about the decade of the 90s, New York Democrat. And a populist, yes. But to me, that goes to show you how far left the left has gone. When a New York Democrat from the 90s is considered far right, that's a bit extreme. Now, the purpose of this is not to talk about the left or the far left or even Kamala Harris. Now, I don't make it any secret that I am going to vote for Donald Trump because I am. Now, MAGA, what is it? Make America Great Again. Well, it originated in the late 70s and was used by Ronald Reagan in his bid for the White House in 1980. Now, through the 80s, it stuck around, Make America Great Again, MAGA. Then, believe it or not, in the 90s, a presidential hopeful in 1992 used this slogan as well as a rallying cry for his party. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton used Make America Great Again all through his campaign from his 92 run. Now here it is again. It pops up in 2015 by Donald Trump, populist, New York Democrat from the 90s, far-right extremist, according to the media and the left. But what is it? What does it mean? Is he talking about going back to a day of Jim Crow through the, 1900s through the 50s? Segregation. Is that what MAGA is? Is MAGA anti-gay? Is MAGA burning books? Is MAGA basically mirroring the statements of a man from Germany during World War II who was an anti-Semite? That is my question. What is MAGA to you? I really want to know your opinion on it. If it's right or left, it doesn't matter. What do you think it means? Let me know down in the comments below. I would appreciate it. So to me, what is MAGA? Making America Great. Well, to me, it's an old slogan because it's wrong. Because to me, America is already great. Yes, we have had historical faults. We have not been a perfect nation. But that is what the founding fathers knew. They gave us that document called the Constitution, which could evolve. Yes, a document that can evolve through time, which it has. Additional amendments have been added to it. And what are those amendments? Protecting the civilians of this country from government. Government protecting the rights of its civilians. How to run elections fairly, legally. What else? How to conduct war. It is the law of the land. It is the most perfect government document ever written by mankind. That is my opinion. You have many people that are out there that try to claim that we're not so great. Well, I beg to differ. The rights that are protected here for you are not protected anywhere else in this world. In England, for posting a meme, a joke, for posting a joke, you can be arrested and serve time. Here in the United States, in most states, recreational marijuana is legal. Not a big deal. I'm not against it. If you want to smoke it, smoke it. Or however you want to partake. I don't care. Let's say you go over to another country, say Russia, and you're a American athlete. And you have what is your stash or whatever on you. You get busted in another country that has laws against possession of, marijuana. Guess what? You have broken the law. You're going to go to jail. You're going to serve time, as a WNBA star had found out, a couple years ago? But yet she could do that here, but she goes to jail over there. Where's there a better place? I believe you're better off here, right? People try to say you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, because your freedom of speech is protected by the Constitution. Now, mind you, you can say it, but you'll have to face the repercussions of the law. Because if you're coming out, you yell fire in a crowded room or in a theater, fire alarm gets pulled, fire alarm, fire department comes, police come, rescue comes. That's city resources being diverted for something that's not true. You'll pay a fine. You can still pay a fine, but you can still say it because it's protected by the Constitution. That is what makes this country amazing. It is unfortunate that it took several years for everyone to, gain the right to vote or to be viewed as men. And a lot of people will look at that and say, well, that's what's wrong with this country. Well, yes, it is unfortunate that it has taken that long for those rights to be protected of others. But guess what? Today, those rights are protected. To say that they are not protected any further, or they are not protected, is a lie. You're lying to yourself. That's what the 14th Amendment guarantees now. What is a man? What is a citizen? What is a citizen? What is a human? What is an American citizen? Now, to me, that is MAGA. All of the faults from the founding of this country to how it has grown, from the mass immigration from the late 1800s and the early 1900s to, to today, the technology, the ability to bring liberty to those who have none, to fight for those who are weak. That is the America that I see. Protecting the rights of the downtrodden, not taking them away. That is my America, where someone in another country wants to come here and find their dream, who are welcome here, as long as they go through the vetting process, go through the process of becoming a citizen, learning our language, learning our values. And honestly, best way to put it, Superman. Truth, justice, and the American way. Learn our ideals. Learn about what our founding fathers were trying to do, understanding what the idea of America is supposed to be. And that's the problem, because there are too many people out there that try to take that to the extremes with just opening the borders, not requiring identification in order to cast a vote in local politics or government or federal politics. How they try to claim that if I don't get a vaccine and show proof of that vaccine, I can't get into a concert venue. But yet, those are the same people that state that if you need an identification card to vote is racist. It's amazing. MAGA. Do you remember? I know many of you out there are probably around the same age as I am who are watching. When you were little, every once in a while you would see this street sweeper that would come down your block and get all the leaves and all the junk, away from the sewers. So when it rained, all the water can run into the sewers and it would run smoothly. So it wouldn't flood. And then when we would have the big snowstorms when we were kids, sure enough, the plows were out on the middle of the side streets, pushing out all the snow, clearing up all the roads, so people can get from place to place without an issue after a snowstorm. And looking at it today, do you see those things anymore down your block, down your side streets? Do you see anyone in the parks cleaning up the trash, cutting the grass, along the highways? Unless it's someone serving time from being arrested over the weekend, for drunk driving or something. And they're outside in their little vests and they're cleaning up with the sheriff watching them. Other than that, do you see anyone cleaning up the parks? Cleaning the city streets? Picking up the excess garbage on trash days? You don't see it, do you? The officer having enough time to get the little kitten that's stuck up in the tree. To me, that's America. Those little things. But we don't have those anymore. And what today's MAGA represents are those things. Instead of spending, let's see, we've been at war for the last, our country has been at war for the last 100 years. If you really think about it, we have. Actually longer. We had the Spanish-American War in early 1900s, moving on to World War I, right after World War II. Korea, Vietnam. Then we had Grenada, not including any of the special units that were out doing, covert, sabotage in Asia or anywhere else around the world. Desert Storm in the 90s. And then, of course, when the Twin Towers were attacked, we've been at war since. All of that funding for war and supporting countries who are literally enemies, all of that money, all these years going overseas, being used to basically end other people. Now, I looked up a stat today, and I couldn't get over it. The war on terror. What I'm going to do is I'll leave the links, of course, down in the bio of the things that I'm talking about here. The war on terror. I'm familiar. I think you guys are familiar with a small university called Brown University. They did a report on the war, and in 20 years, from 2001 to 2021, we have spent almost $7 trillion on war. And that is just on the war on terror, not including the money that we've sent off to what we call foreign aid to the Iranians, the Lebanese, um, other Middle Eastern countries that would use those funds to cause harm to us and money to our allies. And in that time, over 900,000 people had perished in these 20 years, just from the war on terror. Now, the last 2 years, we have given another close to $70 billion to the Ukrainians in aid and, military supplies. Again, add another 300,000 that are no longer with us, just from that war alone. Now we have the Palestinian and Israeli conflict, bringing Iran into it. Syria is going to get into it. That is what I would say the Uniparty or the Republicans and Democrats have been doing for 100 years. And that is why I vote for Donald Trump. That's why I voted for him in 2016. And that is why I voted for him in 2020. And this is why I'm voting for him in 2024. He is not them. He is not war. He was once asked, how do you plan on ending the war in Ukraine? Or what's the most important thing, about Ukraine? Are you going to stick it out with the Ukrainian people to finish this? The Israelis against Palestine. And I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting. He said the most important thing is just to get them to end. Because all it is innocent people dying. Hundreds of thousands of people are dying for the simple fact of war. A war that's been fought for how long? The Russian-Ukraine war has been going on, honestly, believe it or not, for hundreds of years. That conflict. Israeli and Palestinian, that conflict, that's been going on really, they try to say since post-World War I, but no, that has been going on for 1,000 years, if not longer. That is why I vote for Donald Trump, because he doesn't want us to be involved with that, because we shouldn't be involved with that. All of that money, think about that, all of that money, trillions of dollars. You look at our national debt. I think we eclipsed $35 trillion as of today as our national debt. Okay. You look at all of those trillions. We have homeless veterans and just homeless here. They're using all of these funds. Current administration is using all of these funds that they're spending on illegal immigrants, putting them up in, 4- and 5-star hotels. Giving them debit cards, the ability to, buy groceries, giving them food stamps. But yet we have homeless veterans, our homeless of our own that are non-veterans, that are on the streets, that can't get shelter, can't find homes. But now I know you're going to say, well, that sounds like socialism, Antonio. Well, it's going to sound like socialism. It does. But I would much rather see those funds, instead of going off overseas, being used to kill other nations' children. Give that money to our own people. We have people here that are barely getting by. Increase Social Security benefits to the elderly. Increase benefits to those that are disabled that can't work. But no, or even increase the funds to FEMA to take care of those that are suffering from the hurricanes. No. It all goes overseas to go fight wars, to go kill other people. That's not what MAGA is. MAGA is, let's make America great. He wants to put all of that foreign investment back into the United States, not overseas. He wants to put it in your pocket, my pocket, our country's pocket, so that we can succeed, not so others outside of this country can succeed. Yes, he's going to deport millions of illegal immigrants because they're taking away our low-paying jobs. Jobs that kids in high school should be getting to learn their responsibilities, working at McDonald's, working at these fast food places. But no, these jobs are being taken by illegal immigrants and being supplemented by the government. That is why I cannot vote for anyone else but Donald Trump. Because I care about us here. We are more important than what's going on over there. That's me. Now, you may have a completely different outlook on it. You may look at him as a criminal or a convicted criminal, whatever you want to go. He was impeached twice because he said what? Bad words. He insulted some people. But understand this. The 4 years he was in office, we were never at war. Abraham Accords. There was peace in the Middle East. Our economy was the greatest it's ever was. Those of you out there can say, yeah, but we've got, but even though it's inflation, we all got raises. And yeah, but how many of those raises actually equal the inflation rate? How many of them? You're going to tell me that the raise that you got each year, the last 3.5 years, was equal to the inflation rate each of those years? No, it wasn't. Your costs are up. Expenses are up. Everything is more expensive. And why? Because of the policies of this particular administration that's in power right now. I'd rather take my chance with a businessman who has failed in business, but yet has succeeded in others, than deal with someone who is touting the same old line of every other politician that has ever set foot in that office. I trust him more than I trust those other politicians, criminal or not. But like I said, that's me. But I'm curious. What is your MAGA? What is your idea? What is it supposed to stand for? Is it truly, is he a racist? Is it a symbol of being racist or a phobe or an ist? I'm curious. So if that is your point of view, then that means you're more or less calling your neighbor the same thing. So maybe we all need to step back a little bit and look at the truth of situations rather than what the people out there try to tell you on the big old little screens or even, these little screens. So, but at that, I guess I'll leave it go. But this is the first one in a couple months. I guess got a little long-winded, but anyway, make America great again. Make sure you're registered to vote. And by the way, good luck, and we'll see what happens in November. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.